I think you could wear crochet for any occasion. Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is Slow Crochet. Today I am bringing you my part of a collaboration with my friend Shannon over at Shannon Talks Yarn. Now Shannon has several videos on her channel specifically about fashion and crochet, maybe knowing the colors that work best for you, choosing the types of projects that you really enjoy wearing, and really making sure that when we're making something that it's going to bring us a lot of joy as individuals. It's taking our own personal style into account, maybe even taking our own lifestyle into account, and actually wearing and enjoying the pieces of crochet that we have. So I've unofficially been on a sort of quest to make sure that the pieces that I make, the ones that I spend time crocheting, the yarns that I pick out, all of that are actually becoming pieces that go into my wardrobe and become regular rotation pieces. I don't want to just make something that I like the yarn or the colors, but then I never wear it. And so I was thinking about all the different occasions that I could wear my crochet. But my life is very small, it seems. I am a stay-at-home mom, I'm a homeschool mom, I help my husband with things, I volunteer a lot at church. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, which though it's the South, it's still quite a big city and has become so more so in the last several years. So those are some of the influences in my life that dictate what crochet pieces I might wear and where I would wear them. So my thought in reaching out to Shannon was to say, hey, you are in Iowa, you live in a smaller town, you work outside the home. How do you wear crochet in different aspects of your life? So she and I decided we would look at trying to put together some outfits for 3 different occasions. We would do a casual outfit with crochet, we would do a business casual, kind of dressy, casual, formal-ish crochet look, and then we would do a night out look. So maybe that's dressy, maybe that's going out for a date, maybe something fun. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through those 3 categories and what crochet pieces I chose, what makes sense for my life, and the thought process behind adding crochet into my regular wardrobe for all these different occasions. So as you can imagine, my life is fairly casual, and as we are going from summer into fall, I'm going to be wearing a lot of jeans. I'm going to be wearing a lot of overalls. I'm going to be wearing a lot of just straightforward workhorse kind of practical clothes. I'll be running around with the kids. I'll be at sports practices. I'll be in children's ministry. I'll be doing errands. I'll just be living that small kind of life. And so what I'm looking for is going to be pretty practical and pretty plain. Outfit number 1, because I did 2 outfits for each one. I just couldn't stop myself at one. Outfit number 1, I decided to go with a sweater vest and some closed-toed Birkenstocks with my jeans. I thought that this outfit number 1 was pretty straightforward, pretty casual. It's not over the top, it's not ostentatious, everything is really comfortable. But right now, those oversized vests are really having a moment in fashion. And while this particular vest is not oversized, it's still a little bit loose on my frame. I am pretty petite. I'm only 5'1" or so. So if I wear oversized things, I can get swallowed up really quickly. So I went with a slightly loose sweater vest and my jeans and my Birkenstocks, and I felt ready to go. Super comfortable. In this process, I will say that I was quite warm, even in my own air-conditioned house, in that sweater vest. And so that tells me in the future, if I want to make something like this, I need to stash some cottons or cotton blends or even some linen blends, something that's going to be a little bit more breathable, a little bit more lightweight, because so much of the time here in the South, it is quite hot. For my second look, I went with a straight up white t-shirt and jeans, some super simple little sandals. These are flat sandals. I just love them. And how do you dress up a white t-shirt? Well, a good little cotton shawl is what I chose. I love this shawl. I made it out of I Love This Cotton that I got on clearance from Hobby Lobby, and I just chose those colors, threw them together. So with the very basic canvas of that white t-shirt and those jeans, a really easy granny stitch shawl, I think is super fun, makes the outfit, or you could get a heavier weight one if it's a little bit chilly, but I thought that this would be perfect as my second casual outfit. The most challenging one for me was business casual because I have no business except to be casual. I don't have meetings that I'm attending. I'm not teaching in front of a classroom, but I do have one kind of knee-length skirt in a very dusty blue, and I thought that would be a good base piece if I were, for example, to give a presentation, or if I needed to represent myself pretty well but still somewhat casually. So with the basis of a knee-length skirt, I chose some neutral colored heels. These are actually quite comfortable to me. And then with that, I paired two different tops. Number one, I paired a long sleeve sweater top. This is one in some fairly muted colors, but it does give some interest, and it is a little bit cropped. The skirt that I'm wearing goes all the way up to my natural waist, so having a cropped sweater on top kind of draws the eye upward and draws the eye a little bit away from my shorter stature and makes sure that the focus is more up towards my face, that kind of thing. So I felt that this more modest skirt and the more modest sweater would be really great for a business setting. The other look that I chose was just subbing out that sweater for a hexagon cardigan. Now, this is not the standard granny square one. This is one, I believe it was from Make and Do Crew, where it's a little bit more solid. But the yarn that I used is kind of a marled yarn. It has some texture to it, and I did make sure that I used some kind of textured buttons. This one is quite cropped, and so underneath these pieces I am wearing a full slip just to make sure that I have those base layers in place. That is something to consider in crochet. As much as we love the lacy look, make sure you do have the appropriate base layers if that's what you're going for. And I think in an office setting or a business casual setting, those base layers are going to be pretty important. So for this little hexagon cardigan, I just button it straight up. It is made out of 100% cotton. I think it was made, again, from that Hobby Lobby I Love This Cotton. I think it was a clearance yarn, and it was like a sock monkey color. But I thought it was really sweet. It's a great neutral in that kind of brown and cream to play off of the cream in the shoe. And I also thought it would work well with that basic knee-length skirt. So again, we're having a little bit of fullness up top, a little bit of fullness on the bottom, and cinching in at the waist. So while it's still a modest look, it still has a little bit of style, and it's not something that is screaming crochet. It still looks quite professional in my opinion, and I do think it would be appropriate for some of those more business official kind of settings. The last set of looks are the night out, the fancy looks, and these, oh my goodness, I had a lot of fun with. I do not go out on dates as often as I wish, y'all. I love getting up in the morning. I love being out in nature. I'm not really a late night kind of gal, but I was thinking, what would I wear on a casual date and what would I wear on kind of a dressier date? Now, Nashville is known as Music City, so you could go anywhere and find a good band playing. So my guiding thought in these outfits were somewhat music adjacent. Maybe we are going to like a Live on the Green event where you have an outdoor stage or an outdoor setting, or maybe we're going to a fancier dinner, but it's still kind of casual because it's still Nashville. We're still the home of country music. We don't want to take ourselves too seriously all the time. For this first look, I chose kind of a mini skirt, just a basic dark gray denim, and I went with some dark gray Chelsea boots and a very chunky crocheted shell stitch top. Now there is no pattern for this top. This is one that I created when Crystal over at Bag O' Day Crochet challenged all of us to create a crocheted garment based on some of her tutorials, and this is what I came up with. What I like about this outfit is the crochet top really does pull the focus, and basically all it is a tube top with some straps. It is kind of cropped, which again works really well with my more petite frame. All the focus is up towards the lighter shells and the colors, which then kind of frame the face, but still relate to the rest of the outfit. So the gray in the top relates to the gray in the boots and in the skirt, and I think it makes it really harmonious. The top is a little bit chunkier, but that is kind of what's in style with crochet right now. Not that I'm necessarily trying to be in style, it just happened to be what I have on hand in my wardrobe right now. And the fact that chunky crochet is kind of having a resurgence, I think is a lot of fun, and it's a trend that I could see myself leaning into a little bit without going so far outside of what's my comfort zone or my kind of personal style. This last outfit is my ultimate favorite, and I would call it somewhat aspirational. So I'm not sure where I might wear this to. I've worn parts of this outfit in the past. I've worn the fancy shiny trousers and these stiletto heels with the star detail. Oh my goodness. But I wanted to take this outfit to a little bit more of a fun, relaxed place where it's still kind of dressy with all the bling, but by pairing it with honestly a pretty grungy black t-shirt intentionally so. Y'all, this t-shirt has stains, it has rips, and it's really, really comfy. But if I just pull it a little bit tight in the front, do a little knot, maybe adjust that knot up or down, having that very casual top with the very formal and kind of glitzy pants and shoes, I think that makes for a really fun juxtaposition. So to top it off, I chose my Bag O' Day crochet shawl along shawl, which is the only shawl in my collection that has those jewel tones and a black undertone, but it also has a little thread of silver running through. So it's bling in the trousers, bling in the shoes, and bling in the shawl. And all of that bling is mediated by the very casual, almost disrespectful, grungy little black shirt tied disrespectfully in a knot. I'm not an edgy person in general, but it's almost that place where I know that I cannot pull off super chic, but I know I can land somewhat in that hard and soft place where I would fit in if I were going to a concert, or if I were going somewhere quite formal, I could sub out that shirt and then be appropriate for the symphony or something like that. Either way, keeping kind of that black theme in the trousers and the shirt gives it more of a unified sense, and then having the metallics be that kind of through thread in all the different pieces, I think makes it look unified, makes it look intentional, and makes it look fun. So now the question is, when am I gonna wear these outfits? Well, I can tell you right now, the casual ones, I have those on lock. I'm definitely pulling those things out on a regular basis. But it is good to know, thanks to this little exercise that I've done with Shannon, it is good to know that if I ever need a little bit fancy or something, I could still pull some crochet for it. Or should the occasion arise that my husband and I get to go out somewhere super fancy, I already have that outfit in mind. I do appreciate too that going through this little exercise has helped me think about what yarns I want to be on the lookout for to add to my stash, and the kinds of maybe holes in the wardrobe that I might have, so I can plan those future projects accordingly. But y'all, let me know what you think. Is there an occasion that crochet would not be appropriate? What types of looks are you drawn to? Where do you like to add your crochet when you're wearing it? Do you like to wear it when you're going fancy? I love a good shawl for a fancy night out. Do you add in your crochet when you're going to work? Do you wear crochet on your everyday regular occasion? What do you do? And is there anything that I missed in these 3 different categories? If you haven't already, go ahead and go check out Shannon's video. We are releasing these at the exact same time, so by the time you're seeing this, hers will be up and her channel is linked in the description below. Big thank you to Shannon for being such a fun sport and for being such a good friend. I always love seeing what Shannon has to say. She has great perspective. She's very encouraging. So if you haven't checked her out already, go ahead and go do so now. To all my subscribers, old and new, to everyone who's along with me on this little YouTube adventure, I certainly do appreciate you. And if for whatever reason I'm not your cup of tea, thank you so much for listening this long. I do appreciate you, and I do hope I'll see you again soon. Bye!